It was the kind of morning where the air in the skyscraper shimmered with ambition. The glossy floors of Sabletech HQ reflected the $1,000 shoes of executives bustling with fake urgency. The boardroom was buzzing with nervous tension as the CEO, known only as meCEO, across social media and the business world, was en route from Tokyo to personally inspect the biggest project in the company's architectural history. The stakes? A billion-dollar government contract hinging on a prototype of a sustainable smart city design. The entire firm was on edge. Whispers rippled down every corridor. The chief architect, Dax Langston, stood with his chin high, his designer suit tailored to perfection, while interns darted around nervously making last-minute adjustments to the 3D model and renderings. But beneath the surface confidence, there was chaos. The design had undergone massive, silent changes weeks earlier, changes no one could explain. Renderings had appeared overnight. Key flaws had been corrected. Structural calculations revised. But no one owned up. Not even Dax. "Keep quiet," he had whispered to the project team. "Doesn't matter how it got fixed. Let's just roll with it." And so they did. Below all the tension, beneath the mirrored floors and chrome elegance of the boardroom, worked a quiet woman with an old mop and tattered uniform, Janelle. 48, gray in her curls, calluses on her palms, and a fire in her eyes that few noticed. She was the overnight janitor, the woman everyone looked through. No one knew she held 2 master's degrees in architecture and sustainable engineering. No one knew she'd once designed smart housing communities in Brazil, or that her license had been revoked years ago after a corrupt boss took credit for her work and left her bankrupt. Since then, Janelle had vanished into the shadows, hiding behind cleaning gloves and silence. Until this project. Every night after finishing her shift, she would walk past the design floor, heart aching at the drafts and blueprints left open on monitors. And one night, when she noticed a critical flaw in the building's drainage system, she couldn't help herself. She corrected it. Then came another flaw. Another oversight. Eventually, she found herself redesigning entire structural aspects from scratch, careful to save them anonymously, leaving the project better than it was each night. It was her soul's revenge, her redemption. She thought no one would ever notice. But meCEO was not like other executives. When he landed in New York and entered the boardroom with his all-black suit, signature sunglasses, and bodyguards flanking him like shadows, silence fell. Everyone straightened, pretending to know exactly what was going on. meCEO leaned forward over the model, his steely eyes scanning the blueprints. He was known for tearing apart even the best designs. But this time, he simply said, This is different." He tapped a section of the prototype, a unique geometric redesign of the southern wall's solar intake system. "Who did this?" The room froze. Dax stepped forward, confidently, "We made a few adjustments as a team." meCEO didn't blink. "Who?" Collaborative work, sir." "The team." "Stop lying to me." The air turned cold. "I want the real architect," he growled, his voice deadly calm. "Whoever changed this model, bring them to me. Right now." The room spun into panic. Interns whispered. Engineers shrugged. Eyes shifted nervously. Then, from the back of the room, near the corridor, came a soft voice. It was me. Heads turned. The janitor stood there, mop in hand. Janelle. Her eyes were steady, her shoulders proud. Dax scoffed. A few staff chuckled nervously. meCEO turned slowly, his eyes narrowing. "Excuse me?" She walked forward, heart pounding, every step shedding a lifetime of silence. "I made the changes," she said. "At night. After cleaning." "You expect me to believe that?" Dax spat. "She's the janitor." "I'm also an architect," she said calmly. Or I was. meCEO looked at her. Long and hard. Prove it, he said. And she did. In one breathless moment, she walked to the display, picked up a tablet, and explained every modification she made, the airflow dynamics, the load-bearing recalculations, the environmental benefits. She spoke like a symphony. The room held its breath. Her knowledge was undeniable. Her passion, visible. When she finished, silence hung like a weight. meCEO finally whispered, "You saved this project." Then he turned to the executives and said, "She's the real architect. You all owe your jobs to her." Dax turned pale. The boardroom fell silent. meCEO stepped closer to Janelle. "What's your name?" "Janelle," she said quietly. "Well, Janelle," he smiled, "starting today, you work for me. Directly. We're building the future. And I want your mind designing it." Gasps. Stunned faces. And with that, everything changed.